Well, first, let's say Merry Christmas to everybody. Today is Christmas Day 2024. Wanted to make a quick video and talk about my United States typeset. I've been seeing lots of videos on YouTube about this, and I figured to share what I got going on right now. That's some of the things I did and some of the changes I made. Well, first start off, you kind of see there's a lot of little tabs. A lot of people that have these albums know it's kind of hard to get those little plastic sheets out. So, I mean, it's kind of tacky, but I got masking tape all throughout this thing with notes on it and things, that changes that I made and stuff. So just real quick, let's go to the first page. And the very top, pull this out. We start off with our half cents. And we have a drape bust, 1800 to 1808. Then we have the classic head, 1809 to 1835. And the coronet braided hair, this would be a 49 to 57. Okay, and on your second row, we have a drape bust, which was the oldest coin in this book, 1796 to 1807. That's kind of the oldest coin for most collectors. Then you have the 1808 to 14. Kind of ratty. I mean, most of them are. And this probably brings us to our first change that I made. A lot of these changes, I got type 1 here. Type, probably not the right word. I guess you could say varieties or categories. And a lot of these categories and changes I made actually come from your red book. If you go into the red book, it tells you that there's a difference between you have your older versions and you have a different change in it. It's modified, a modified portion. They also modified and changed some things with the diameter in them from the 1835 to 1839. So there's lots of different changes and things that I wish the people at Red Book would get together with Dansco and update this album. So this covers me to 1834. And then I also have the second version. I know this coin turned, but can't really help that. 1835 to 1839. This is actually a 27.5 millimeter coin, whereas this one here would be closer to 29 millimeters. After that, we have a braided hair, 1840 to 1857. And that covers us for our large cents and half cents. Moving on to small cent coins. Flying Eagle, 1857, 58. Indian Head, 1839, this is the first variation of it. Then you have your Type 2, I guess, 1860 to 64. And later on you had the copper versions, 64 to 1909. Now with these, I've also collected a lot of US minted foreign coins. And there are earlier ones. You have like an 1833 Liberian and some Hawaiian cents and things from 1847. But these were the first coins that came after there was a Congressional Act, Coinage Act in 1875 or 76. And these were the first coins that came about after that act. It was a Venezuelan. Okay. But moving on. Lincoln, 1909 VDB. Has VDB on the back. I probably won't show much of the reverse because this coin, I mean, this album is really extensive. I have like over 100 something coins in this album right now. I changed, it said wheat heads. I've never heard anybody call this a wheat head. They always were wheat cents. I've heard wheat cents everywhere. And we have our steel. It's a bit corroded, I know, but my mom gave me this coin, so this is better than a shiny coin. I really don't like shiny coins anyways. I'd rather have something that's been used. And okay, so you have bronze cent here, bronze memorial. This is something that personally I thought should have been a change, because you have bronze coins and you have zinc coins. And it's kind of like, if you go back to that, you have bronze coins. Well, they changed these things. So why do you have 3 Indian head cents? If they change the materials, that should be a different type. So you have a 2 cent bronze. Your 3 cent pieces. So pretty much everybody gets a type 1. Type 1's really easy to find. A lot of people actually used to take these back in the day and make earrings and things out of them. These type 1s are kind of easy to find. So I actually found a type 1. This was my first one. And then I went about and I found a type 2. There's a difference in a star. They put like one line. One had 1 line, one had 2 lines. And then you have your type 3. Which type 3, those stars are a little bit bigger. These are really hard to find. And we have our 3 cent nickel. They use a lot of these for like postage stamps and things. I think back in the days it was they use it like, issued them out through post offices to buy stamps. And your backs. I'm not going to go through all the backs. So on the second page we have our half times. Starts off at half times. And we have a cap bust. 1829 to 37. This is one change too I made, I found, because you have your 1838 to 59, which is split. It's type 2 or 4, because you have a change between that 50, 53 to 54, 55. There's a change in them with the arrows, which it tells you that on the next one. So this would be like a type 3. But your type 1, this album originally said 1837. 1837 doesn't have stars. And I guess this would be like your type 5. We're up to now. Then going into our nickels. This is when they actually changed from silver to actually just use a nickel. A 5 gram nickel. So you have your rays. This is on the back, it has rays. And this one has no rays on the back. Or reverse. I think the date would be like the obverse and the other side would be your reverse. You have your no cents nickel, which they had to add cents to them because people were gold plating them. You have your cents nickel, but actually add the word cents to the back. Buffalo, variety 1, just the raised mound. And this one is, the mount is recessed. You have a recessed 5 cents on the back. That's something important to remember that. Raised, variety 1. Variety 2 is recessed. Just keep that in mind. No initials, 38 to 65. So you wonder what's the new initials? Well, what's a VDB? Why do I have so many? This is no initials. After 65 through 66 and farther, they added the initials FS for Felix. Felix Schlag was the designer of this coin. Then we have our 35% silver wartime nickel. Cat Bust Variety 2. They actually started this album with the Variety 2 instead of going to the Variety 1. Variety 1 is a difference in the diameter. They were a little bit bigger. Same situation as the half dimes. 37 and half stars. So that would have been your type 1. And you have a 2 or a 4. Seated with arrows, be a type 3. Legend, be a 4 or a 7. It did something else between 73 and 74. That would be type 6. Mr. Liberty, the Barber. I think it says Liberty Head. Nobody calls it a Liberty Head, it's the Barber. And also I saw a guy that said this is supposed to be a woman. I don't know about that. Look at it, Adam's apple. Mercury. Or Perseus, or whatever you want to say it. Roosevelt Silver. Roosevelt Clad. You're going to end in 2025. There's supposed to be a change to this in 2025. Backs. Yeah, I'm not gonna really go too much into. Then we have our 20-cent piece, which really isn't too strange of a concept when you think about it. Because you have 20 centavos, you have 20. There's lots of countries made 20-cent pieces. America just, we're used to quarters. Then we actually go into our quarters, which starts off with a bust cap. And they made quarters before this, but just where the album starts, some of the earlier ones are harder to find and a lot more expensive. It's hard enough just to get one of these. You have the no motto, which will be a 1 or a 4. There's something different between there with the 2s and 3s. But no motto is on the back. It doesn't have the "In God We Trust" on it. And you have your type 3. Type 3, 54 to 55. So your type 2 be a little bit different. 53, type 2. And then you have your, which would be either a 5 or a 7. Mr. Liberty again. That's a dude. You have a Liberty hanging out with her boobs out. This time they dressed her up finally. And so I had a 1917 to 25, because just look at the date. Washington silver started in 32, and they changed to clad, which ended in 98. These again, cat bust, lettered edge. You have type 1 that went from 07 to 30. Your type 2s, they changed the portrait a little bit, and they also did a few things with the lettering. You have the edge lettering. So they did some different things after 1830, excuse me. And again, on this one, reeded edge, type 1, 50 cents. Type 2 would be $half. Probably one of my favorite coins in this whole thing. 1861 O. '55. They did something else in '53. $5 or $7. Maybe you can get either one. And that's definitely a dude. Again, like that's also another changes I made. Is continues on to be $half, and I'm not really into commemoratives, so I did a few other things, and I'm missing one last coin that I need. But just to go over them real quick, you have your Walking Liberty, your Benjamins, Kennedy Silvers, and Kennedy 40% silver. These were so these 40% silvers. A lot of people think, well, just after 70 they were clad. So it's two different. You have two different materials. Should be another type. Then you have your Samuel L. Jackson, Cuban 40 centavo. You have a Panama 25 centesimo. The strange thing about these, they have this here is a 25 cent. It's about the same size as a $half. But they changed these. So this will be a 33 $half, well, 50 cents. And you have your Saudi Arabia. Those little squiggly lines right in the middle. Looks like 1 backward 7, 0 backwards 3. That's actually a date. It's like a 1452, something like that, which is actually like an Islamic date for 1935. Going through our $1 coins. Missing this one, but they're hard to get, and so I mean it's not really a comparison, but I just have a hard time paying more than $400 for that. I kind of wonder why. Trade dollar. Interesting thing about these, a lot of them were sent to China. This is what they were intended for trade. So I got got a lot of chop marks. I like coins that shows that they've been used over a coin that's mint, you know. Interesting about this coin is 1879 O mint. So I have the 61 O. And they shut down New Orleans Mint and reopened it in 79 with the Morgans. So I got one of those. Every piece dollar. And a lot of people, like I was saying about the Kennedys. So you have it clad, your business strikes were clad. These were the coins that were issued out to the public. You also have a 40% Eisenhower, but that was sold directly to, you know, collectors. It'd be the same as buying a brand new piece dollar or a Morgan dollar directly from the mint. But the ones issued to the public were clad, copper clad. Moving on, you have the bicentennials. I really don't like this one. It's how I was saying, I really don't like a mint condition coin. I'd rather have one out of my pocket change. So I'm eventually gonna swap this out. Very used up. My mom gave me this one too. So it's a lot better than a brand new mint condition coin. Circulated. IYKYK. Then the end of coinage. The Susan B. So when they actually, they took, so everything before this was silver. And they took a copper coin and shrunk it down to 29 millimeters. Mostly copper. .29 millimeters. Mostly copper. And the same with these. A lot of people call these gold dollars. No, that's not gold. 29 millimeters, mostly copper. Of course, I'm from Louisiana, so. And again, I don't really get into commemoratives, so I went with this. But actually, the cool thing about these, in 1903, 04, 05, and 1906, these were minted using the same planchets as the Morgan dollar. And you have your Type 1, which most people already know. Your Type 1 silver eagles. Type 2, they changed some things on the back. They updated the eagle and put a new design for the eagle, like a more lifelike design. After these, you have these 50 centavos. They shrunk these down. They shrunk down to, after 07, 06, they shrunk down the size. So instead of being a 30 millimeter, these are like 27. Again, not, well, just kind of taking up space, I guess. These are really cool coins from Siam, Thailand. Before it was Thailand, it was Siam. From 1918 to 1919. Those letters right here, that's actually a date. I have no idea how to read it. I just know that's somehow that's supposed to be a date. You have your memorial cents, zinc after 82. Bicentennial, 2009. We celebrated 200 years of Lincoln's birthday and also 100 years of the Lincoln cent. Then you have our up to date, which will be your New Shield cents. Type 1, half dime, no stars. Your Jefferson with initials. Your FS, it's see at the very bottom. If I can, the FS, Felix Schlag. In your West Virginia, instead of getting a whole series, I just got one coin. So I got the one with the buffalo, of course. Then modified the date. Modified portrait to date. 2024 D. Key date. Somewhat. That's kind of my thing going forward. I want to change out a lot of these coins for better dates and things. For now, I got them all most of the way filled. I just want to pick up some better dates. Your 20 centavos, 1907, Mexico, with the curve 7, which would be the only coin, foreign coin, minted at the New Orleans Mint. Type 2 quarter, which is arrows and rays. Return the arrows with the model. Recessed. Date. Raised. Recessed. After your state quarters, you had territories. Then we went to this America the Beautiful, where it's like, different state parks. I really like this one because it kind of reminds you like an old, 2 reals or something like that. I thought it was pretty neat. I actually made this page out of a $50, the small dollar pages. Just kind of got an extra small dollar page and put the coins and continue it. up to date. And these actually took a $50 page, the 50-cent page, whatever it is, and updated these. Well, open them all up. So yeah, you continue on from the waters. You have the crossing the Delaware, which came after your National Park series. Then you have the American Women series. I thought this was like I really like this design. There's something about Mexican American rights or something, but this thing is a really cool design. And you have your Type 2 reeded edge. This one has the $50 on the back, whereas the other one said 50 cents. You have your Type 2, 53, arrows and rays. Return of arrows. Then you Kennedy clad. After 71, they just started making these out of like all your other coinage and just made them clad. Before that, they were silver. These are spots reserved. I don't have these yet. But I think the plan is, being that people call these gold dollars, I don't want to get the actual gold dollars. I know they make another page, gold page. I just want to get the dollars. Keep it just like $1 and below. You have a Native American series. Oh, this is actually probably one of my favorite presidents. He did a lot of good things. When you're talking about, the Spanish Civil War and the Cuban and Mexican independence and things, very influential. Panama, and so you have a Native American series. I thought it was a cool one. The Coal Talkers, pretty good story. Then there's a new innovation dollar. I thought it was really neat. Rotary dial phone. And I'll try to close these up before I flip it. On the last page, I'm going to close that out there. In 2026, they're supposed to have some changes, so I just reserved a few spots. And you have your Type 2, which is, this is 32 millimeters, so why it really wouldn't fit before, but it has some different things. The portrait you can see is a little bit different, and there's some differences in the lettering. You have your collector edition S-Mint and the Type 2 Silver Eagles. A lot of those changes I actually come straight from the Red Book. There's a lot of things in the Red Book that'll tell you, say like $50. The Red Book even tells you there's certain things that they changed. I thought, if you can find it, they modified portraits, and so I thought, well, this made a lot more sense to have, so why just keep it as one thing? 1830, say 1830, they changed. They changed some things on the edge. So I wish Dansco would get with the people at Red Book and update this. But, it'll work for now. So that's all I got.